This show contains adult-orientated content.
You're listening to Smegcast with Matt, Gary and Devon.
I have no idea what I'm doing.
Yeah, I could tell.
I have no fucking idea
That's not the
what I'm
real
doing.
thing, is it, though?
I just want you to know this. Like, it looks like fucking NASA in here, and I'm sitting here going, "What the fuck
Yeah,
am I
you've
doing?"
got to see it. Like the last time we
Yeah.
did this, it was literally an iPhone and a
Yeah.
audio recorder.
And I should-
and Gary's taking the shit out.
For people, like, for the benefit of people who can't see, I've got a mixer in front of me, and there's fucking a lot of fucking knobs on this mixer, and it's
A lot of knobs.
There's something so satisfying about twiddling all these knobs. I don't know what the fuck it is. It's great.
Okay.
And I don't even know what it is, but when people look at you, they're very impressed. It's a very impressive thing to be able to do, and it doesn't do anything. Like, look
Okay.
at this knob. It doesn't.
Oh yeah, that knob's really moving.
But it doesn't do anything though. Yeah. Anyway,
That's a red knob.
spoken of. All right, Smegcast.
I think Devon's starting to think.
Yeah.
Okay, what the fuck am I doing here? Gary's just talked about knobs for 2 minutes.
Why are you drinking red wine now? You're such a civilized man with your wine.
Well, you know what? Before I met my girlfriend, red wine used to make me gag, and slowly but surely, that was all she brought around the house. So I had no choice, and so I ended up.
Do you like it
drinking red
though?
wine.
Because you never.
I
used to
love
drink-
red.
You never drank it though.
No, absolutely made me vomit.
I went to university with this man for like 3 years.
Yeah.
I never seen him even touch a bottle of wine.
But that is in Wales. I mean, what the fuck would they know about red wine?
That
I
is
mean,
true. Yeah.
You know, the only red you're going to see in Wales is blood. and
I
it's gonna be on
don't
the
think they
floor.
can. I don't think they can make wine in Wales. I think it's too cold.
The third time I met my girlfriend, she bought a red wine down. I thought, oh fuck, you know, how am I going to drink this filth, this dirty red filth?
This civilized
So
shit.
I managed to find a bottle of Pepsi.
Right.
And
You
so
mixed them
I
together.
mixed Pepsi with red wine.
Right, yeah.
And she turned around to me and she says, "You do know that's a $35 red wine?" And I said, "Oh, but I don't like red wine." And she looked at me with utter disgust, like I had a dick hanging off my head.
I've had people ask me for that before though. Like, I worked in a pub and somebody asked me to mix Coke and red wine together. It is a thing. This was in
I've seen
Wales
that.
as well.
Yeah, you can't, you know, it's in Wales. You
Like
can't.
reverse spritzer, you know?
Jesus.
Yeah, something about that. I've never tasted that. It sounds horrible actually as well. But you know,
It is horrible.
I don't know why we're talking about wine, but just quickly though.
While we're drinking it.
Well, we are drinking it, yeah. When we did a short film a long time ago. I remember when we finished our short film, we got given a bottle to drink of 1985 wine, which is probably the oldest bottle of wine I'd ever seen or drank or whatever. And so he pulls out a bottle of 1985 wine, and I'm just like, oh my God, I'm a student. It's like somebody pulling out a pot of gold. And I'm like, God, 1985.
It's mine.
I know, the year I was born, you know, and I tasted it, and it was tasted like fucking shit.
I am a snob now with wine. I didn't
yeah.
used to be. I sniff wine. I'm sniffing it now.
But what's the difference? There's no difference between
There
a
is.
$30 bottle of wine and a 3,000 bottle of wine. Surely there's none.
The grapes.
Wine's a big thing though here. Like, it's such a big, you know,
cheap.
They've got this thing where they rate wine now. Like, you get people that go around the country and they taste a bit of wine. They go, you know what? If I had to give that a rating out of 100 points, I'd give that shit 99.5.
But even now, the way it is, you've got cheese. Cheese has to now be matched up with wine. You know,
Gary's enemy.
That's a whole
I'm
other.
not a big fan of cheese. I appreciate cheese, just not when I'm eating it. That's it.
All right, if we had like, I don't know, 500 kilos. Oh no, that's too big.
Have you ever went to the deli and asked for 500 kilos of cheese? Have you ever done this? You get your measurements wrong. Are you sure?
All right, a block of cheese. A block of
That's
cheese.
so much
Right,
better.
a block
That's
of
so much
cheese.
better. We got there.
So a block of cheese.
Right, a block of
that's
cheese.
Very strong, very mouldy,
It's
sweating.
pungent.
Sweating.
It's
It's
pungent.
If you ate that whole cheese,
Yeah, right.
all right, what would happen to you?
What would happen to me? I do know. I remember you coming home drunk one time, and I remember you coming into my the place I lived in, the shared apartment I lived in Swanston Street, right? And you came in, and you're really hungry, as everyone was, and we cooked pasta. And because I work for a cheese company, I had lots of really stinky blue cheese in the fridge. And after you cooked the pasta, you were like, fuck, there's no fucking like tomato sauce. You got any fucking tomato sauce in here? And I was like, I don't think I do. And you raided everyone's cupboard. And because I lived with people that don't necessarily have tomato sauce because of the way they are, you couldn't find anything to put on your pasta. And you were really disappointed. You were like, oh God, this is...
Was I angry?
You were very,
because I'm
very
fucking
grumpy.
angry when I don't eat and I'm drunk.
You
I'm
were
like,
extremely...
give me fucking food now.
And you're kind of looking at me going...
The
and you're eating like plain pasta and you're like, oh, I can't fucking eat this. This is shit.
This is outrage.
This isn't, you took out a kilo wheel, and I'm getting my measurements right, a kilo of cheese, which is quite a large
you do hand movements.
Blue cheese,
okay,
right? Stinky blue cheese. Yeah. I didn't eat it because I know you chopped it, like a chunk of it off.
Yeah.
And I mean, you could smell this shit the moment the fridge was open, you know?
Yeah, I could still
hit
smell
you
it
like a fart that doesn't move, you know? And you put this on top of your pasta and you put it in the microwave and you microwave that shit on full for about 5 minutes.
Yeah, this is coming back to
right, yeah. And then and I was sitting, it smelled everywhere. Like that shit got in the fucking wallpaper, you know? My fucking toothbrush was standing up on its own the following morning. It was a fucking terrible smell. You know, everybody was complaining about it the next day. Anyway, long story short.
Students.
Yeah, well, they weren't very happy, you know. Anyway, it was a bit of a culture shock for them. But anyway, yeah. So what happened then is you sat down and you had your pasta, but you didn't look like you wanted to eat that shit. And I looked at you and you ate one bite and you went, "Oh God, no, I'm not eating that. That's fucking awful." That was quite. Yeah, but cheese would probably do that to me.
That's why I can't live in France.
I would eat it. I just don't like it. I don't get it. I'm not a big fan of any. I've got enough shit to eat though. We just came from KFC, and
which is kind of, I suppose you can kind of classify it as food. I don't know if it's true, man. There's apparently an animal called a chicken that's in it, but there's more sort of fat, batter, and maybe a little bit of crumbs on top.
Yeah, but you went up there. I mean, I'm not saying like
crumbs on top.
Normally you're a classic guy, Devon, but you went up there and you're like, yeah, I'll have the 24 nuggets for $10. And a bottle of Mountain Dew, please. That'll be it. And I was like,
is it really mountain? Is it from a mountain?
Oh, you got to go. I like the stuff from the Alpine, the Alpine region,
the fucking natural shite,
poetic Mountain Dew, it's got that sort of lovely sort of sound to it.
How did you feel eating these 24 nuggets?
A bit trashy, to be perfectly honest. Imagine, like, you don't feel good about yourself, though.
I think it'll come out. I think it's going to come out the same way it went in.
What, through your mouth?
Pretty much. It's
fair enough.
There's only sort of so much fat and oil. I think
you're not going to do it at my studio.
What do we want to talk about? It's probably
we should talk about us. We should talk about some stuff that because I don't know him. Right, I met him once, and he's in my garage.
Yeah, true.
So I want to know a little bit more before we commit to this podcast.
All right, Devon. I want you to tell me 2 interesting facts about yourself. It could be anything, but just 2 random interesting facts.
Look, people who know me do know that one of my passions tends to be Scandinavia. I lived in Sweden for a few years, and that sort of has been one of the highlights of my life.
Swedish women.
Well, that's why you moved there.
Because I'm quite passionate about Scandinavia. I think next trip I'd like to do would be going to Iceland.
That'd be awesome.
I think Iceland would actually be sort of something I'd be sort of quite interested in seeing.
Oh, thanks for sharing that, Devon. That's really good.
What the fuck is in Iceland?
Iceland?
A bank? Oh, they don't have one of them anymore, do they?
It's like there's beaches with black sand on it, man.
It's
you never seen pictures
what is it? Volcanic?
It's volcanic.
It's very volcanic, yeah. It's very hot.
But also the one thing is too, actually, because, it is only quite a small population of people, actually everyone does tend to be related. So, and no joke, there is actually there is a
family show.
We're just going to piss off the whole of Iceland if one of them hears this podcast. They go, this is not. Oh, this is German. No. Just imagine this is Icelandic.
That's brilliant.
This is
absolutely
Icelandic.
Brilliant. Yeah, I love
this
it.
This guy saying we're in bread.
Iceland, yeah.
No, but one of
So, Devon, just to let you know, Matt thinks everyone in Europe speaks with a German accent that is not English. I'm just making sure you know that.
True.
So do not be offended if that's
I'll try not to cry.
Okay, cool.
No, but one of the things is in actual fact, in Iceland, they actually have an app which is helping for dating, because the thing is a lot of them are either second or third or fourth cousins. So no joke, there literally is an app. Like, for example, if you're in a bar and you got your phone, you bump your phone with, just say, an Icelandic girl, and it will actually tell you how closely related you are. And
Does it take a blood test?
What it actually does, the slogan is, bump your phone before you bump in bed. They bump the phone first, so that way they can see how closely related they are. Because I mean, you imagine if you're in bed and the guy had said to the girl, "Who's your daddy?" Well, it's your uncle. So
have you ever been in a situation?
He's not Icelandic.
No, but I tell you one thing, I think it would actually be quite a good app to use in Tasmania.
So just
I think
after
Tasmanians could quite easily use it.
So we pissed off fucking a country. No, it's Tasmania a country.
It's a long way to swim from Tasmania to Victoria. So
it always seems to go to this direction every time we fucking do.
All right, here's a question.
Right.
What happens if you do like shag your uncle's daughter? Like, what happens if you produce an inbred child?
Well, look, I've actually...
Is it Gary or...
Do you really need an answer to that question? Like,
I actually don't know the answer. I don't know the answer.
You don't know what happens.
Well, apparently what happens is...
Have you ever seen the movie Deliverance? Have you ever seen that?
No.
That'll be your answer right there.
It sounds a bit scary.
Usually what it is apparently is if for example, we'll use a scenario like just say a brother and sister were to have a child together. Usually what happens is it's actually the worst features more or less come out. So for example, if just say, because you're almost doubling up on the same gene. So for example, I wear glasses. So if I was in a relationship with a sister or a cousin, because I've got sort of just say weaker eyes, there'd be actually quite a fair chance that the children could have sort of some sort of eye defect.
They fall out.
Question then.
Yes.
So we're stick with the Iceland theme. Why go?
Why go?
Yeah.
Do they all have little eyes?
I mean, yeah.
Well, I think actually, now from what I understand, there's actually no trees on Iceland. That's actually one thing due to the climate being so cold, and I think a good portion of the year is actually in darkness because they're so high up.
Well, that sounds fucking beautiful, doesn't it?
Yeah, well, I mean,
a great fucking vacation.
I can't wait to go.
That's
Great
one
honeymoon right there. Little eye people.
Look at that flat land at night. I don't know how many reasons that is, but that's quite a few reasons to go visit Iceland for. It's quite interesting.
Well, apparently there's actually now a new DJ who's apparently the world's most muscular DJ, and his name is DJ Muscle Boy.
Oh, hang on a sec. Hang on a sec.
Famous Icelandic DJ.
God.
Now I don't want to be in my garage.
I catch myself a huge amount of time looking up shit like on Google, and I get to a website and I've went through 3 or 4 steps of searching on top of searching on top of searching, and I get to a website and I think, why the hell am I looking at this crap? I mean, I'm wasting my life doing it. I actually find something, right? I'll ask you a question, right? I want you to answer honestly, all right?
I'll try.
Try your best, So, have you ever had the need or felt the need to pay money to send shit in a box to another person?
Yes.
There is a website that you can go onto. You can log onto this website and you can pay them money.
I want this address.
And no, I'm not going to promote this. I've actually looked it up and I got rid of it. I'm not going to say the name of the address, but I do remember it. You can actually go online, you pay money, and you can actually get this company to put shit in a box and send it anonymously to someone, to anyone you want.
Now, is it a real shit?
It is real shit,
like a real poo.
Like a real poo, like genuine, authentic poo.
See, I know the joke.
How do you know it's authentic? I'm sorry, Gary.
Do you sort of like get your finger and dab it?
What do you mean? Someone shits in the box. Where's the certificate to say this is real shit?
They prided themselves on having very good customer service. It must be.
What, is there like a conveyor belt and it's like a bunch of fucking
maybe that's how they got the shit, was a customer complaint that was posted to them. This is what I think of your company. And
I love the fact he did the sound effect.
I love it.
He had to do it.
I was hoping to do sound effects,
and
like
that wasn't
with
from
my
my
phone.
You don't need to. He's here.
And that wasn't even from my mouth.
Oh my God.
Now I'm fucking scared.
bad.
Now I want to delete it from Facebook.
I need a fucking drum roll for that one,
The Germans.
Oh God! Don't start in the Germans. No,
fucking Iceland.
We're done.
And
We're
now
done,
the
man.
bloody Germans. Honestly, half of Europe are not going to listen to us.
Apparently, they love a golden shower. Apparently, there's bars and
No, they don't. German people. Oh God!
where there'll be like a glass table where someone can lay or sit on top.
Have you been to Germany as well?
I've been to Germany, but never a place like that though.
Did you do the golden shower?
Never.
Oh, okay.
All right.
Well, we'll find out later on.
So
down
is it?
the line.
Hang on a second. Is this a place that you go to pay money to have a golden shower?
Apparently so.
So you actually-
Apparently that's a bit of a thing
much-
over there.
Okay.
All right.
There's some people, innocent in very stable relationships will not understand what a golden shower is. Can you please explain?
Apparently, a golden shower is more or less if someone was to urinate on someone. Is more the technical term.
You know, you said that like you were trying to sell it on fucking shopping TV.
So apparently,
And apparently it was...
At one low price of $2.99.
And this is floor number 44. And as you leave, the
Catherine,
golden shower will
can you
begin.
show us how that
Feel
works?
that warm, tingling sensation. That would be maybe one of the lines.
And
That's true.
why do they get the golden shower?
I don't know. It's just one of these little fetish things. It's like how you got people who are into stuffed animals and all sorts of weird
Stuffed
things.
animals?
Stuffed animals.
Wow.
Well, I'll tell you what.
Not real animals.
It's a bit healthier, though, than fucking have some pee on you, know?
Yeah, at least a stuffed animal can't fight back.
What would you rather have, a stuffed animal or a golden shower?
If it was a cold day, I think a golden shower would be nice.
That's good. Thanks, Devon. I'm glad we got that offer to. But yeah, but
So he would
So-
prefer a golden shower. I just
prefer a
want
golden
to. He would prefer a golden shower.
would you like a shit in the box, Devon?
I don't know what I would do. I just don't know what I would do with a shit in the box.
You know,
Do you
This is
like
the
frame
worst
it?
podcast intro ever.
Do you-
We haven't even played any fucking music, Gary.
We'll get to
Put the
it.
song on.
you have no patience, have you?
Because what would you, like if someone gave you a shit in a box, like really, what would you do? Do you
Put it in the bin, mate. I don't fucking want to go, oh, look at that, honey.
just-
Let's put it on the mantelpiece.
It just sort of seems impolite. Like, do you frame it? Do you?
I don't know. If you're mental. If
I'll
you're
tell you
like,
what, Devon, there's a lot of things you can do with
Do
it.
you
but
like
you don't
press
frame
it like you would flowers? You know, that kind of thing. Keep it for,
well, if you
for
want to write
longevity.
shit on the wall going, welcome, I mean, you would frame it, I guess. But like, if you're a normal
actually,
human being.
Can you not just like put return to sender on it? That's great.
You know what I'd like to see?
Yes, shit in
Devon,
the box.
Devon, I have to tell you, man, after the golden shower thing, I'm fucking, you've
Yeah.
got my fucking
What
attention.
Where are we going next? I mean,
What about like maybe fart in a can?
It doesn't have to,
he's so excited about
Imagine
that, isn't
you
he?
see some,
He
like
wants to do
someone
it.
gets a present, they open it up and goes.
Tom Selleck.
Tom Selleck.
Love Tom Selleck.
He is a Tom.
Man, that man has got a moustache you could make love to. It is a beautiful moustache, though. Seriously, though.
Sorry, is this an art program?
It
or-
is a bloody art program for moustaches.
You're wearing a leather jacket, of course, as an art program.
I love Tom Selleck's moustache. It's fantastic.
You know, over the years we've had shows like, you know, CSI Miami, all
yeah.
those type of things. They're crime shows.
They're shite, though.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. I actually would like to see, you know,
Such a bastard.
I would like to see like a maybe a brand new crime show, but done with that sort of whole
Yeah.
80s style.
That'd be amazing.
Not necessarily set in the 80s, but you more or less have maybe those two. Maybe it's usually always two guys, and they've got that really cool car.
Yeah.
You know, like a Knight Rider. You know,
Yeah,
David
that's it.
Hasselhoff.
Yeah.
You know, he had Kit,
David
the black
Hasselhoff.
Trans Am. You know,
He's a bit.
He's a hero of mine.
tell
I've
you,
never seen a man eat a burger on the floor. He's an
I tell you what,
legend.
he's a man to look up to, though.
you'd have to look up to him. He's what 6'6"
He
or
is actually
something
really,
tall.
really quite
so
big.
Nah, he's getting old, he shrinks.
you start to sort of get that question mark sort of type posture. You know, you see those old people walking around and
True.
you look at their physique.
You can't say bad things about a man that brought the Berlin Wall down, though. You can't do it. Did you know Tom Selleck, right? You know Tom Selleck.
Yeah.
You know he doesn't act anymore, right? You know what he does?
No.
He's an avocado farmer.
Really?
No, that's what he actually does.
What's
Yeah.
that?
It's what do you think it is, man? You know,
Sorry, say it again.
an avocado. You know an avocado, right?
The vegetable.
The vegetable,
fruit.
the fruit. Yeah,
Is it a fruit?
I think it is a fruit.
You know,
I don't think it is.
It's that sort of. It's got
It's
the
like
sort of like a
tomato.
plum coloured skin.
Yeah,
but then
my-
it's green inside.
My
and it's got
girlfriend, it's got a
that-
big ball in the middle.
Devon's doing the online shopping thing there. No, it is though. You know,
Okay,
he's
say one
absolutely
more
right.
time.
He was sued by the state of California for stealing water from the state of California to water his avocado farm, apparently as well. So not only is he not an actor anymore, but he's stealing water to be an avocado farmer as well. So.
Well, here's a fun fact about avocados. Apparently, with avocados,
You know, I knew you were going to
When
say
he
this.
says fun fact, I know there's something coming.
One of the reasons I brought all this up is because he's going to talk about this fact right now. No, I'm only joking.
No, apparently, from what I've heard, I have no idea if it's actually true. So apparently, like if you have an avocado and you leave it on the tree, it actually doesn't ripen. It's only actually when you pull it away, or pull it off a branch, that's actually when it starts to ripen. But some people apparently say it's nature's refrigerator because effectively you can just leave an avocado on the tree and it stays as it is until you actually take it off and then it starts to ripen.
Fucking nature's refrigerator. I like that. That's a damn nice way to put that, isn't it?
So what happens to it? It just stays there forever.
Yeah, it's an eternal avocado.
What? Like 1,000 years later, it's still hanging on.
Forever young. maybe that's the fountain of youth.
Maybe that's what
The fountain of youth.
Yeah. Do you know when you said Forever Young, I was thinking of that stupid Mel Gibson movie where he fucking ages really quickly at the end. Do you remember that? I'm so sorry for bringing that up. That was the first thing that came into my... Sorry?
What movie is that?
Forever Young. Yeah, it's a stupid movie.
He ages at the end.
I think it's where he's frozen. You know, people that get themselves frozen. He's one of the people that gets himself frozen. Like, you know, when you die and then they freeze you and then they bring you back to life. It's one of those.
Not like how Walt Disney's frozen.
No.
Not that kind of sort of.
They only
frozen.
froze his head, though, I believe. I could be making that up. But.
Yeah, but one of the funny things was, have you ever seen, obviously you've seen the movie 3 Men and a Baby. But then there was the sequel, which was 3 Men and a Little Lady.
Was it a little girl or a little lady?
I think it was.
Gary, what are you doing?
But one of the things was...
Those are two very different movies, Devon.
Oh, very, very true. Yeah, okay. But no, the thing that I've heard people say that it was the most haunting thing about that movie was actually at the start where they see...
No one's ever described that movie as being haunting, you know.
In the first few scenes, I think, of the movie starting, you see Tom Selleck wearing short shorts.
Right.
Short shorts.
He'd look good in them, I'd say. He'd look, you know...
See, to me, it's sort of where you kind of getting that almost look of a testicle hanging out.
Yeah,
you know,
right.
That's
not a good.
And I've heard people use the term Tom Selleck shorts.
Really?
Yeah, they're going, oh, that guy. Oh, did you see that guy over there who was wearing the Tom Selleck shorts?
Yeah, right.
Yeah, it's just a bit too.
So who's Tom Selleck?
Oh God, honestly,
Selleck.
he's dying, killing. Tom Selleck is an actor.
So it's a bloke who walks around with his knob out.
No, he's an actor.
An actor?
He's an actor.
What film has he been in?
He's been in 3 Men and a fucking Girl. I don't know. He's been
3
in
Men and a Baby,
Well,
3
back
Men
in
and
the
a
80s.
Yeah. Back in the 80s.
Back in the 80s, yeah. And he's an avocado farmer. If you've had an avocado...
He's an avocado
He is,
farmer.
yeah, he is.
Oh, this is the same guy.
This is the
Same
same
guy.
guy. He's...
Julie's on the phone, we're driving in my car. She's got her hair bleached blonde, she dogs and wear a bra. She's chewing bubble gum, I can't believe my luck. She's with me now. Oh yeah, and I don't care. I'm going to her room, her parents are away. She said she likes me, she wants me to stay. I'm on Jack Daniel's late, I can't believe my luck. She's with me now. Oh yeah, and I don't care. Julie, Julie, now her sister's back, and she looks so hot. She keeps touching me, I don't want her to stop. Julie wants to touch me too, what else can I do? 'Cause they're with me now. Oh yeah, and I don't care. Julie, Julie, Mary, Julie, Mary,
embarrassing story to tell. Actually, I can tell that, actually.
Okay, please do.
Okay, thanks. Embarrassing story happened at a workplace. So I work at a corporate place. Doesn't involve anyone, so I don't have to embarrass anyone by name. Totally embarrass myself. All right.
Yeah.
Hot. It's like I was pretty hot. I was carrying the equipment that everything was here today. Right. I was sweaty, and I've got deodorant in my drawer at work. So what I want to do is that I don't feel the need to just unbutton my shirt in front of everyone and just use my deodorant. So I figure I'm going to go to the bathroom. I'm going to use my deodorant. So it's a roll deodorant. You know, roll on.
Roller.
Yeah, roller. Yeah, because they're small, right? So I'm going to the bathroom. I got my roll on deodorant. I go into the cubicle. There's a guy who's in another cubicle that's being used. I don't know who it is, but I know it's a guy because I'm in the men's. And as I'm standing there and I'm about to use the roll-on slips out of my hands, right? And it hits my foot, and it literally rolls all the way across underneath every other cubicle until it hits the foot of the man that's taking a shit about 4 doors down. Seriously. So
How did you know he was taking the shit?
because he was in a cubicle. He was taking a shit.
I go to cubicles, but I don't take a shit.
But they have urinals that are quite easy. You know, they're not.
Yeah, but some people
They're
are
inviting.
private.
That's
Some
true.
people don't want to show their wieners.
You'll have to take my word for it. I'm pretty.
Yeah, some people are shy guys.
Yeah, some of them actually just want to have that moment to themselves as
True.
they hang their dick.
And I
from their
totally
tops.
understand people like that. You know, truthfully, audibly, I think you could tell it was a shit. Is the
Were
truth.
you looking very like from the ground up?
No, I didn't look at all. I just knew that from the noise of what hit his foot. I thought, oh, for
Was it the
fuck's sake.
Was it the founder of Shit in a Box?
It may have been. It may have been.
Was there cardboard on the ground? He was just boxing it up.
No, you guys are hilarious. You're hilarious. So hilarious.
Has anyone got any duct tape? I need to fucking.
But you know the funny thing is though, when it comes to toilets though,
Oh, here we go. Here we go. Every time he fucking
know, it's
speaks,
got
I feel
facts.
like there's magic.
There's a factoid coming, Matt. You know what? You just hang on to your balls because it's going to come around
My
now.
balls are holding on right now.
right,
Yes, yes, Devon.
like men and women,
I'm
totally,
Men and women. We're gonna get a sex talk.
I'm expecting big stuff, man.
Men and women.
men and women.
Yes.
it is funny, but their interactions in toilets are totally different. I mean,
Okay.
you think about
So
it.
have you been to a woman's toilet?
You think
Have you
about
never
it, though.
been once to a woman's toilet? Like not. It's like
Well, I haven't been there long enough to work out what their shits
have
are
you,
like.
have you never actually like been at like, for example, I was
Okay.
at school and like everything was locked but the girls' toilet, so you're kind of forced to make a decision and go in. I mean, is that not
I'm
something?
sorry. What you?
It's not
you
like-
had a decision to make.
You know, it's not like a crime to go in. You know, it's not like the police are going to arrest you.
How long were you in there for?
For about as long as it took me to pee and leave.
I was actually stuck in a women's toilet for 45 minutes.
I feel like he's giving too much away too early. We've
it's
only
true,
done
man.
one podcast.
No, man,
What do you
this-
mean you were in a fucking women's toilet for 45 minutes?
Basically what happened was-
Do I need to get the police involved?
This was honestly like a harmless mistake.
It was,
Oh, harmless mistake.
you know what, Devon? It's very difficult
Oh,
to prove
yeah.
45 minutes.
Harmless mistake.
No, the funny thing was...
How many people in court have said such
Rolf
such
Harris?
things? Yeah, it's a harmless
It's a
mistake.
harmless
mistake.
No, actually, it was a few years ago. There was
That was a few.
there was actually a nightclub I used to go to here in Melbourne. You know, I walk down the corridor, see the first door, and I go, oh, you know, there's a little painted woman on the door, so clearly that's for the women. So then then I walked a little bit further and saw the second door. So I just thought, okay, well, that's the men's toilets. Push the door in. Hang on a second.
Yeah.
Why is there a tampon bin next to the toilet bowl?
I don't know where you found this bloke.
You know what, Devon? That's what I say all the time. Like,
And I'm thinking, that's strange. I'm thinking, hang on a second.
They're fucking stuck in there like a
all right.
prisoner.
So are you saying that you went to a women's toilet? You went into the cubicle,
Correct.
And then you two women were in there talking for about 45 minutes, and you couldn't leave.
I couldn't leave because, I mean, how dodgy would it look to walk out of a cubicle,
would quite
hi
quickly.
ladies, and then walk out?
True.
You can't really do that. So I had to sort of more or less stay there and wait for them to finish talking before I could actually go.
He was there for 45 minutes.
Yes, but because they were
Just
there.
They
Sitting on
kept
the-
talking.
Yeah, but he was there because were you there because you were embarrassed for yourself or because you felt embarrassed for them?
I would have honestly walked in and walked out.
Right.
But it just so happened that more or less once I walked in, closed the door, bang. Probably in hindsight, I probably should have walked out a bit earlier.
In hindsight,
In hindsight.
And in hindsight, I should have went to the fucking men's bathroom.
But see, this was the funny thing. No, I actually once heard a teenage girl say to another girl, she says, "Oh, maybe you should eat some makeup. That way you'll be pretty on the inside."
Oh my god, that is a horrific thing to say. Actually, you know what? That doesn't even mean anything to me, and yet I think that's really quite horrible.
Yeah.
That's terrible.
Where do you hear these things? Do you
good old
sit on
public
buses all day long?
No, thanks for sharing, Devon.
Thanks,
Very-
yeah, I mean-
I'm glad we brought that up actually as well.
That's wonderful.
That's fine. How was your day, Matt? Was your day all right? What happened to you? What happened to you this week?
Well, I was gonna give you 2 facts about me actually.
Oh, right, okay.
Okay, so
Tell us 2 facts about yourself.
2 facts.
You used to be known as Bruce Jenner.
Who the fuck is that?
Oh my god. That's great. All right, 2 facts, pal.
2
Go on.
facts.
All right.
Okay, shall I mention my surname?
Probably not. I probably would recommend not to.
Why not? We need to know each other.
That's true. I'll beep it out if you prefer.
Matt Damon.
All right. So my surname in Dutch is murder.
Ooh.
For me, it's like, okay, so it's in Dutch, so it means I might have killed Dutch people.
In your family heritage. Yes.
In my family heritage,
Yeah.
which is a bit sad because I like Dutch people.
There's nothing wrong with him.
You sure it doesn't translate to maybe like Dutch oven?
Actually, Dutch ovens are deadly things.
They're deadly.
They're deadly.
There was a man who died from a Dutch oven.
Died from a Dutch
Yeah,
oven.
seriously,
How did someone
Google
die?
it.
Well,
Was it like a real oven, like from a bakery, or was it like actually
No, he's
the
burnt.
actual Dutch oven?
Yeah, she just smelled this.
No, I thought
so it wasn't an actual oven made in
like from like a
No,
Dutch,
it's an
like a Dutch
arsehole.
baker called, I don't know,
hands.
Hans Hugen.
No, it's Hans arse. Smell this. I'm not talking about actually cooking a person, Devon. I'm talking about a fire.
Yeah, but
It's getting into the realms of fantasy.
You have been listening to Smegcast Episode 1. We do want to give a quick shout out to the fantastic punk band, the Inflatable Dolls, who were kind enough to allow us to use their track, Julie, Mary and Me, on this week's episode. If you are interested in hearing some more of their music, don't hesitate to go to their Facebook page, facebook.com/inflatabledolls. And also, don't forget, go to smegcast.com for more podcasts.